Hi folks, Job Comics here, doing something a little bit different today. I keep going on about comics that I love. Don't get me wrong, I don't love every comic that's ever been printed and published. There's some runs of comics I cannot stand, even though I continue to buy them. This one here is a DC Vertigo book, number 80 from February 1995, so it's its anniversary year, and it's the run of Animal Man now. At this point here, what is that? We're in Jerry Prosser doing the writing, Fred Harper and Jason Temujin are on the run doing the chores. And I used to love Animal Man. It came out the gate swinging when Grant Morrison took the character on board. He did what was initially meant to be like a 4-issue miniseries, and it was so well received that it continued into its ongoing series, and it became this kind of real big mystery. It played with different characters from the DC universe, including a lot of the old pre-crisis heroes that were abandoned into limbo. There was time travel, there was aliens, there was superheroics, there was crisis, there was meta-fiction, because in that last Grant Morrison issue he actually meets, Animal Man meets Grant Morrison in this real piece of meta. Anyway, after that, Pete Milligan took over, and then after Pete Milligan, I think Jamie Delano took over, and I was on board because Jamie Delano, was writing Hellblazer, and I loved his run in Hellblazer, early Hellblazer. He pretty much created the Constantine that we knew and loved. But this run of one here, I remember picking it up and buying it every month. I've got the entire run of this, and I just did not like it. I didn't like the art. I didn't like the story. I didn't like what they were doing. I know it was a Vertigo title. It was meant to be gritty and edgy and sort of hippie and trippy, and it was meant to be all these things. And it, honestly, as a comic book reader, kind of left me cold. Looking back on it later, I begin to think maybe I was just too young to understand what was going on, because I'm sure that it is very, very, very good in its own way. Crikey, did Ditko do this? And I'm sure that it did have its fans at the time, although it couldn't have been that many because it got cancelled not long afterwards. It just wasn't for me. Being a completionist with my comic book runs, I ended up just buying it until the comic ran out of steam and get cancelled. But you'll notice here, it's all very metaphysical, and I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Have you ever continued to buy a comic book run that you didn't like, just out of sort of, I don't know, because you just bought it every week and you just wanted it, and I don't know. So maybe this needs a reevaluation, but for me, looking at it now, it's still not my kind of thing. I'm still not on board with it. Let me know in the comments if you've got any comic book runs that you bought just out of loyalty to the company or the creator, and if you've read this run of Animal, let me know. Maybe it was your favourite run. Maybe you loved it. I didn't like it, and I hate this cover. Ask Comics Samurai what he thinks about these montage covers. Yeah, go and see his video. When he did the Miracle Man covers that look like this, it was just dreadful. Anyway, right, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for looking. Have a great end of your day, and I'll see you all on the next one. Subscribe.